everyone, welcome back to Shop Life. Today we're actually going to be doing something that's very trendy on YouTube right now. As you guys can tell, we've got a wrecked BMW behind us. So nowadays the thing on YouTube is rebuilding wrecked cars. Fun fact, we actually used to do this before we even started doing YouTube.
Yeah.
I used to own a dealership back in North Carolina before we moved to California. And I mean, I used to flip so many cars. I would buy, I used to buy cars from Copart like every week, a couple of them. Whichever ones looked like they were fixable, so no frame damage, we would just end up rebuilding them. So what I would do is I would buy, one car that's hitting the front, one car that's hitting the back. So buy two of them. One car we part out, one car we fix all the way, and then if it's fixable at least, and then we'll sell it. So we used to do all the maintenance on it, do everything before we would sell it. But now it's the big thing on YouTube, and we moved out to California where we don't have enough space to do stuff like that. But we've got some customer. So actually one of my buddies who's also a customer. So my buddy picked this car up from an insurance auction, IAA, which is similar to Copart, but it's a 2012 135i. It is with a 6-speed manual transmission. It's got like 78,000 miles. And as you can see, some of the airbags did blow out. So it was hitting the front. We're missing a few things, like the headlights have already been taken out. But yeah, besides that, this car is exactly how it came from the auction. Only thing that we have changed so far is just the battery safety terminal, because we went ahead and ordered that so that way we have power to the rest of the car. But yeah, so what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to strip all these broken parts off. We already have a bunch of new parts. We're still missing a few things, but as we go through it, if we find anything else, we'll make a list and go ahead and buy the stuff. But let's take a quick look around the car. So the front got smashed in, but luckily there's no frame damage as far as we can tell. Usually whenever there's a hit like this, it pretty much misses the frame, just takes out the whole radiator support and the radiator, condenser, all that. Let's open the hood. So you can see how all of this stuff is caved in, but the frame rails, which are down here, did not get damaged, nor did the bumper reinforcement bar, which is right here behind the bumper, and that doesn't look like it's damaged either, but we'll find out more once we start pulling things off. Luckily, the fenders actually are untouched as well. They might have like a little bend right here where the bumper attaches, but that's something we can pull out with our hands. The hood is completely trash, so we are gonna have to replace the hood. Now with the wipers like this, chances are that it was raining when they got into a wreck, which is why they probably got into a wreck in the first place. So another option could be also the clock spring is messed up behind the steering wheel airbag and causing all the wiring in the back to get jacked up. But we'll figure that out once we have the car running more. The side airbag on this side is out, and the only other airbag that's out is the steering wheel airbag, which we already got the steering airbag, but we are waiting on this carton bag. Now moving on to the back, there's a little dent right here which can be pulled out with just some hot water. That shouldn't be that big of a deal. And then here is the old battery safety terminal. We already replaced it with the new one that's on there. The battery was surprisingly good still. It was discharged, but I went ahead and charged it up, so we should be good to go on that part. Now there's a few other scuffs right here. That's probably just a little bit of paint transfer which can buff out. There's a little ding right here. I mean, all this stuff is very minor, and he's not too worried about that because he is, like I said, going to be tracking the car. And we are going to be doing a few upgrades while we're replacing stuff. So like aluminum radiator, bigger intercooler, stuff like that. Now here's inside. You can see the steering wheel airbag's out, but we've got another used steering airbag right there. It is a 6-speed manual transmission. The interior is actually really nice. I do like this color combo. But yeah, let's get to it. Now here are all the parts. So we've got a couple of hood latches, hood latch cable. We've got a condenser right here. We've got a racing intercooler. Here's that hood latch cable. A genuine radiator support. We've got the CSF aluminum radiator. We've got a new fan assembly. We've got an M Sport bumper right up there with a carbon fiber lip. And then we've got a couple of the covers that were just hanging around on the inside of the car. Just pulled those out. So like I said, we're still missing a few parts, but they're already ordered, like the hood's already ordered, headlights are already ordered. But while we're removing stuff, I'm sure I'm gonna find other stuff that we're gonna need. So it's better to go ahead and take everything apart, and so we can at least get the car running, because the car doesn't run right now since everything is like touching the belts and all that. Let's get to it. First things first, we gotta get rid of this tow hook before somebody breaks a knee on it. shit, nothing really got bent. This car is light. See how long it's taking to come down? Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go. Well, that's it. Pull this back. Can you pull this container out a little bit so I could pour this in there? So the radiator's out. I'm just dumping the rest of the coolant so it doesn't make a mess everywhere. But I think the condenser, I mean, it's damaged, but I'm gonna see if there's any pressure in there. If there is, then I'm gonna have to evacuate it before I could replace that. And obviously you can see the coolant is green. So they did, someone has done some cooling system work on here before, and they just refilled it with the wrong coolant. I mean, it might meet the specs, but I usually prefer putting the BMW blue.
Why does that say love?
Where?
Do you see it? L-O and then V-E?
Oh yeah. Maybe whoever they ran into had like a license plate that said love.
Or maybe it says LOLZ. LLs.
I mean, it should run right now. I should be able to turn it on because the belts are clear. Only thing that's not hooked up is a radiator, so we might just dump out some coolant.